It's much smaller, right?
Yes.
So this is to get like different sizes.
And this one.
Wow.
So this one, you find that I'm selling this one at 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay, but I want to reduce it to 1.3. Okay, so that when you take it, surely when you get a fruit at 1.3, and you're going to determine whether you're going to put it at 1.7 or 2,000, depending on how you see where you'll have taken it.
Yeah.
Because maybe in town, people might have more spending power than maybe if you go to a Layoo to an auction. So depending on where you've taken it, but me, I want to make sure that it's a good deal for a trader out there or a dealer that would want to come and take this fruit for their what?
So like this size, if someone is to buy from here, would be how much?
This one we're intending to give it at 1.3 now,
Okay.
and then this one we shall give it at 2,200.
Wow. It's amazing.
And to allow people to be able to get optimum profit.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. This is amazing, actually.
Yeah, so you can imagine if you have 200 pineapples and you're just selling them, just getting 500 shillings from each, and you are in a place that you can sell 200 pineapple in a day, you end up just making a profit of 100,000. You know, so if you subtract a little bit of fuel and a little bit of feeding, at least you'll remain with either 60 clean money.
Yeah.
So if you're a trader and you can do it every day, provided the fruit is there, you'll find yourself really looking at it as a viable option to go for. Yeah. And as you pick interest, you can even decide now to even grow the fruit and not necessarily come and buy always, because why we did this kind of acreage is to encourage uptake of the seedlings and be able to propagate this crop. One reason why I didn't talk a lot about this crop initially, it's because it's a new try around, and I went to great lengths to study about it, understand the soils and what would actually work well here. And so I knew that people here would want to first look at the product before they can get convinced. First of all, they come and look at how healthy the crop is in the ground, and then they look at the fruit, the quality. Those who want to taste, we cut it and they taste. And then they compare with the other pineapples they have been eating, and then they'll realize that they have been missing out on earning quite healthily on such a crop. Yes, please.
Okay. Wow, I like this.
Yes, please.
I'm just so excited today, right?
You should be able to plant. You should be able to plan and to plant.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people that, okay, for me, normally I start from a minimum of an acre of seedlings if I'm to support. Because it takes a lot of time and trouble to pick it and be able to organize it well. But also realize that actually for those that are serious, we normally say you start with 2 acres, because a truck that will come and carry seedlings for an acre can equally carry, seedlings for 2 acres, and you'll end up paying the same amount of money. Because I'm telling people that much as we have seedlings here, I have some people that have already booked some of these, and I have my other counterparts that I'm working with. But for me, I go all the way up to Masaka. I have to bring the kind of pineapple that I would want to promote, because I went all the way at length. I got these ones from Kalisizo actually, beyond Kampala, Masaka and beyond, because this is a crop that takes long to grow, relatively long, because it takes 1.5 years for you to start harvesting. So it's important for a farmer to plant something when you are sure of what is going to come out, not gambling. If you just go and you buy seedlings, yes, you'll get them, but you are likely to get challenges. Yesterday I was in town, and somebody was complaining, bought a ripe pineapple, completely ripe, cut it, but was having challenges eating it because it was sour. And we were wondering, where did she buy it? How did it look like? But she said it was looking very nice. So you don't know the source of such a fruit. And so you land on such a person and gives you a seedling, and you regret it after 1.5 years. And there's nothing to do. But also, why I went at great length, because when I was still in active employment, I was supporting farmers in Kalisizo area with the NGO I was working with. So now I was looking at the gardens there, I was testing the pineapples there, so I knew what I wanted. I was not going to gamble. So it was actually very costly for me establishing this kind of acreage here. So when I say that I'm going to provide people seedlings, I want to make sure that they are not going to, because I also have a name to protect.
Yeah.
And I'm enticing people that this is a very good crop
Yeah.
around. And so when it comes to flowering, you'll find that it can give you different sizes depending on how the soil texture and soil fertility is in the particular locality where you've planted your pineapples.
Yeah.
Also, please note that when you plant them, they tend to be very big during the rainy season because they suck in a lot of water. During the dry season, by the way, it will grow very well, but it will not be as big because of the drought and the so forth.
Yeah.
But it is a crop that you're not going to be bothered about doing the watering and so forth. It is a hardy crop.
Yeah.
And actually, in the central region, which I'm also encouraging people here to adopt, is to plant this crop during the dry season. Why? It kind of, first of all, it's I don't know how to put it. When you plant it, it kind of shrinks a bit as it develops the root system.
Yeah.
When you plant it, don't expect it to first remain there green like this. It kind of first of all gets a little bit dull as it's forming its own root system, because you'll have just plucked off a slip from a sucker. So by the time the rain comes, you find it's already set off to move and grow. But most important is people know that it is a hardy crop, it's not affected by the drought. So they would want to take a lot of their effort to grow this crop during the dry season. So that when the rains begin, they come back to the very garden and do what they call mixed farming or intercropping. This time they come for the maize and beans in that very particular garden, because maize and beans are, they have limited time, let's say a window period of 1 month from which to plant when the rains have begun. That's why when you take a month and a half and you have not planted rains in the rainy season, they say, you're too late. You wait for the second season. So in Uganda, you find that they are having the practice of planting during the dry season, and then when the rains begin, they now come in and do these 3-month crops into that very garden. So by looking after the maize or beans in a particular garden, you're actually also weeding. And I normally encourage people, as you have seen, when you're weeding, you just you put the mold, you keep on collecting the soils but putting it along the lines of the pineapple. That's why you see they are kind of, but initially it was just a flat garden. But you keep on digging. Whenever you're weeding, just add soils along the pineapples as you move on, because as you can see, it can be a very big fruit. And if it is very big, you want it to make sure that it is well anchored with the root system. Otherwise, if the wind is so strong, it can either break it or you find the whole thing is falling off. And then also, when doing it, that means you're doing it the right agronomic practice. It will also make it easier for the suckers to emerge, those which are going to give you now the second and third pineapple over a period of time. You see, also the quality of the slips that will come up when you look at where we've harvested that pineapple. You'll see those kinds of slips in the seedlings there. They look healthy. Why? Because they are getting enough water. And why do you see this thing this pineapple is quite interesting, is there is a way it knows how to collect its own water when it has rained. As you can see, there is some water collected there. So
does this water help also?
Yes, because now eventually that water slips through into the root system. So you find it has stopped raining after a week, but you see some water there. By the time it's well done, time has already passed, and the crop remains healthy. So I think it has its own natural way of preserving water for itself. And then, so once it has started flowering, it will give you various sizes depending on how you look after the garden. Very important, pineapples don't like weeds, especially when they're still very young. They will tend to suffocate it. So once you weed and you remove the unwanted growth underneath it, it will grow really quite well, and you'll be able to get a superior fruit. Yes, please.
Wow, amazing.